Sebastian has the invisibility serum injected, which causes him intense pain, and eventually, he vanishes. However, he also falls unconscious, and it takes him nearly 17 hours to wake up. When he does, he can't bear the light and demands they turn them off. Sebastian is now completely invisible, and they run tests on his body. The movie begins with the main character, a scientist named Sebastian. After years of hard work, he invented a serum that could make any living thing, including humans and animals, invisible. However, he hadn't succeeded in creating a way to bring them back. For the past year, he's been working hard on a project to reverse the process and make the missing subjects visible again. He struggles with it, but his hard work finally pays off. He successfully creates the medicine to reverse the invisibility. He had previously used the invisibility serum on many animals, and now he wants to bring them back. Having succeeded, he shares the news with his scientist colleagues and asks them to come to the lab. In the lab, they have an invisible gorilla. They struggle to sedate it, but eventually, they lay it on a bed and strap down its arms and legs. They inject the new medicine. Sebastian created the one designed to bring back invisible subjects. When they inject it, the gorilla faces severe difficulty. Its heart rate spikes, and looking at its condition, it seems like it won't survive. They try hard to save it, even shocking its heart. This starts to normalize the gorilla's heartbeat, and slowly, its body stabilizes. The gorilla becomes fully visible again. Since they succeeded, everyone is overjoyed that their experiment worked. We learn that the entire project is funded by the military. They have a meeting with their military superiors, where Sebastian lies, claiming he hasn't achieved any success yet and needs more time. The military warns him that he's already taken too long, and if he doesn't produce results soon, they will replace him. Afterward, his colleagues, Linda and Matthew, confront him and ask why he lied about not having achieved success when he clearly had. He admits it's because he wants to test the serum on a human subject, and that subject is himself, Sebastian. He holds another meeting with his colleagues and lies again, claiming the army has given them permission to proceed with human trials. This, of course, was not true. He just wanted to test it on his own body. Linda and Matthew agree to support him. Sebastian has the invisibility serum injected, which causes him intense pain, and eventually, he vanishes. However, he also falls unconscious, and it takes him nearly 17 hours to wake up. When he does, he can't bear the light and demands they turn them off. Sebastian is now completely invisible, and they run tests on his body. The checkup reveals his body is normal. The women on the team feel unsafe and uncomfortable, sensing Sebastian's invisible presence around them. 3 days pass, and it's time to make Sebastian visible again. They inject him with the reversal serum. Sebastian once again experiences intense pain, but this time, he fails to become visible. His condition becomes critical, and he is near death. Left with no other option, the team places a latex mask on him, so they can at least see his face. Sebastian becomes furious about this, and argues with Matthew. He complains about the pain he has endured. Since Sebastian cannot become visible, his mental state begins to deteriorate. He was frustrated from being invisible for so long, and wanted to leave. One day, fed up, Sebastian leaves the lab and goes to his apartment. He spots a woman in his neighborhood he had been watching. He removes his mask, rings her doorbell, and when she opens the door, she finds no one there. Because he is invisible, Sebastian slips into her apartment. Linda goes to Sebastian's place and finds his mask left behind, which frightens her. She returns to the lab and tells her colleagues that Sebastian is a danger to them all, roaming around invisibly without his mask. Just then, Sebastian returns. Linda warns him that if he ever leaves again, she will report him to the military. Sebastian agrees. However, everyone is still afraid. Realizing Sebastian is mentally unstable, they decide to keep him under constant surveillance. Although Sebastian is invisible, the lab has a thermal camera that can still see him. Sebastian knows he's being watched, which prevents him from leaving. So he tampers with the camera feed and plays an old recording on a loop, making it look like he's still in the lab. He then sneaks out and goes straight to Linda's house. There, he discovers that Linda and Matthew are in a relationship, which infuriates him because he has feelings for Linda. In a rage, he shatters her window. Linda looks outside but sees no one. She suspects it might be Sebastian and calls the lab to confirm. The technician at the lab assures her Sebastian is there, as he is watching the looped footage of Sebastian lying in his bed. When Sebastian returns to the lab, he is still furious. He takes out his anger on one of the lab dogs, ending its life. When the animal doctor comes to feed the animals, she finds the dog deceased. She confronts Sebastian, asking if he did it, but he denies knowing anything. She checks the video footage to confirm, but finds nothing. That night, Sebastian goes to Linda's house again. Linda senses his presence, positive that someone is in the room with her. This time, she goes to the lab herself to check. She discovers the looped footage and realizes Sebastian has been fooling them. He isn't in the lab at all. She decides to report this to their senior doctor. Linda and Matthew go to the senior doctor and tell him everything. The doctor is furious and removes both Linda and Matthew from the project. As soon as they leave, the senior doctor tries to report the situation, but the phone line goes dead. Sebastian appears in his home and drowns the doctor in his pool, ending him. The next morning, Sebastian returns to the lab. Linda and Matthew are waiting for the senior doctor's call about their meeting, but since he's gone, the call never comes. Linda calls the doctor's home to check on him and learns that he died in an apparent drowning accident. Linda realizes they must tell everyone the truth about the project, as only the lab team knows that Sebastian is invisible. No one else knew the truth. When she tries to make a call, she finds the phone lines are dead. She then tries to leave, but none of the doors will open. Sebastian has changed all the access codes, and now only his code works. The remaining team members decide they have to catch Sebastian, knowing he is trapped in the lab with them. One of the female scientists forgets something and goes back to retrieve it. Sebastian attacks and kills her. They realize Sebastian intends to eliminate them one by one, so no one can reveal his invisible secret. Using a tracer, they pinpoint Sebastian's location in the lab. Two of them, Matthew and his friend, go to capture him. Sebastian attacks and injures Matthew's friend. Matthew fires a weapon at Sebastian, but it doesn't stop him, and he manages to escape. Matthew's friend has lost a lot of blood and needs a transfusion. Linda's friend goes to get blood supplies, but Sebastian finds her and kills her too. Shortly after, Matthew's friend also succumbs to his injuries. They search for Linda's friend and find her body in a freezer room. Sebastian then attacks the last survivor besides Linda and Matthew, striking him with an iron rod. When Matthew tries to save his friend, Sebastian injures him as well, taking out the final colleague. He locks Linda and Matthew inside the freezer and turns it on, leaving them to perish from the cold. The temperature inside the freezer drops steadily. Linda musters her strength and tries to break the door, but she isn't strong enough. Matthew is badly injured and falls unconscious. We then see Sebastian, who mixes chemicals to create a makeshift bomb. He sets a timer and leaves. Meanwhile, Linda tries to use an electromagnet to open the door, and this time, she succeeds. After opening the door, she drags Matthew out and starts a fire nearby to warm his freezing body. Linda then goes to find Sebastian. He is in the elevator, and the doors are just about to close when Linda arrives. Linda is holding a flamethrower and ignites it, setting Sebastian on fire. Sebastian, now severely burned, is slowly becoming visible as his skin chars. Injured and enraged, he's determined to get revenge on Linda and end her. Linda activates the fire sprinkler system, and the falling water starts to reveal Sebastian's outline. He attacks Linda viciously, pins her down, and begins to choke her. Linda is about to die when Matthew appears, holding an iron rod. He strikes Sebastian hard on the head, knocking him to the ground. Matthew helps Linda up, and they try to escape. But Sebastian isn't finished. He's still alive. He picks up the rod and is about to strike Matthew, but Matthew shoves him. The rod hits exposed electric wires, sending a massive jolt of electricity through Sebastian's body. Sebastian collapses, unconscious. Linda and Matthew then run to where Sebastian set up the bomb. They both realize they are running out of time. They can't stop the bomb from exploding, and they need to get out. They can't use the elevator, as Sebastian locked it down. They are forced to climb up the emergency ladder in the elevator shaft. As they are climbing, the bomb explodes below them. While they are still climbing, Sebastian from below grabs Linda's leg. Sebastian is still alive. Matthew scrambles to help Linda, but before he can reach her, Sebastian pulls her down onto the roof of the elevator car. They are both on top of the car. Linda grabs onto a heavy cable. Linda uses her foot to hit the elevator's brake mechanism, severing the cable. The elevator car plunges down, taking Sebastian with it. He falls into the fiery explosion below and is finally gone. Linda, still holding on, slowly makes her way back up to Matthew. She reaches him, and the two survivors embrace, safe at last.